Yeah. Yeah.
My name's Peter Crossgrove,
I'm Brian Dowds.
and our show Picks from the Six, where you should go to get your gambling advice on all major sports, being hockey, baseball, basketball, and football. See you there. Being that we're starting late in the week, we're going to give you our lock bets for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Starting with Friday, in hockey, you got the Jets beating the Coyotes. The Coyotes are the second worst record in the NHL right now and seem like a team more playing for a lottery pick than to win a game. I think the Jets easily handle this one. My second lock for Friday is over in the NBA, with the hometown Raptors beating Brooklyn. Brooklyn on the road this year only has one win, with a record of 1-17, and has lost 7 straight. Raptors' last game against the Celtics was a very impressive one, with JV with 22 rebounds, DeMar over 30 points, and Lowry hitting clutch threes. I see the Raptors easily covering the spread and taking Brooklyn in this game.
Looking at my side of the board, I'm just going to be going with basketball, and we're going to be looking at Oklahoma City visiting the Minnesota Timberwolves. And really, you don't need to take a look at the numbers for this one. We're looking at a much more complete team with Russell Westbrook and his starting five versus a young and developing team with Andrew Wiggins. Russell Westbrook's averaging 31 points a game right now. Andrew Wiggins is averaging 22. I just don't see there's any way that Minnesota comes out on top. Smart money is going with Oklahoma City. Taking a look at Saturday, we've got some big NFL matchups, particularly the Seattle Seahawks playing the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC divisional round. Now, the Atlanta Falcons do have the number one offense, and they do have home field advantage, but this is a team that hasn't won a playoff game since 2011. Looking at the other side, the Seattle Seahawks have gone 8-3 in the playoffs since 2012, picking up that one big Super Bowl victory. Now, Matt Ryan is in the MVP discussion, but I do think that Pete Carroll and his Seattle Seahawks find the way to win and find the way to cover the points, and I'll be taking Seattle +5. Looking at the NBA, we've got the San Antonio Spurs playing the Phoenix Suns. The Spurs have won 7 of their last 9 games, and I think this is just another case of a more well-seasoned team playing a team that doesn't really know what they're doing and hasn't found their true identity. I'm taking the Spurs and Greg Popovich to pick up the win.
Over to my side of the board, let's start with the NHL. Nashville Predators led by Pekka Rinne versus the Avalanche. I see Nashville winning this game simply because they've been playing good hockey as of late, and Colorado Avalanche are last place in the NHL and really struggling to find their way. I have Nashville winning this one. In the NBA, let's look at Utah versus the Orlando Magic. Utah is a very underrated team in the West, in my opinion, and that strong performance in their last game against the Cavs, last year's title winners, really spoke volumes to me. On the flip side, Orlando is a young, developing team who's really struggling to make an identity for themselves and to get wins. I'd be shocked to see anything but Utah winning this game. Now, finally, the NFL. The one lock of this whole week to everyone clearly is New England Patriots beating Houston. But you're going to give them 15.5 points, really? I mean, this is a divisional round, and Houston has a great D, led by Clowney. I do have New England winning this game, but I think the smart money is betting on Houston plus 15.5 points because I see it being a close game and a hard-fought defensive matchup. Final day of the weekend, Sunday. Start with the NHL. Capitals Flyers. Both very good teams, but the Capitals, led by superstar Alex Ovechkin, have won 7 straight and look very good on both ends of the ice, especially defensively with Holt being between the pipes. I have Capitals winning this game handily over the Flyers. Definitely smart money there. Now over to basketball. You got Brooklyn, one of the worst teams in the NBA, whose superstar, quote-unquote, is Jeremy Lin, against the Houston Rockets, against Harden, who's an assist machine this year, an absolute beast, and my prediction to win the MVP this year. They've won 9 of their last 10, and I think this game will be an absolute rout. My money's on Houston in this game. Finally, the NFL. A lot of tough matchups. Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Dallas. Tough to call. So, in that case, put your money on a prop bet. I have Ezekiel Elliott going over 95.5 yards this game. Why? Only 4 games this season he hasn't done that, 2 being his first 2 games this season when he was still finding his way. And also, last time he played Green Bay, this beast went off for 157 yards and averaged 5.6 yards a carry. Easy money there, paying at 1.9 times.
And because our show is called Picks from the Six, we do love our hometown teams. That's why I'm going to be taking the Toronto Raptors to beat the New York Knicks on Sunday. You know, you take a look at Toronto right now, they're 13-6 at home. By the time this game comes around, they should be 14-6. And you take a look at the other side, and you have the New York Knicks who have lost 9 of their last 11 games. They are a complete disaster. I see DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, and Jonas Valanciunas, who's been pouring it on lately. I see them doing their jobs, and Toronto picks up this win, regardless of whether or not you think they're on a slump. Take the Raptors.
That includes our picks for this weekend. Thanks for watching our first segment of Picks from the Six. And if you do follow our advice, you should have way deeper pockets come Monday than you did Friday.